fucking life. Copy. Alright, so that is oh shit, where's my Discord? What's up, buddy? I didn't even fucking put that out there. At everybody, that's what I have to do. Let's go stream at everybody. What's going on, my dog? What's new in your world? Oh, I'm just getting ready for school. Ah, you're gonna kill me. Yes, I totally I spelled that wrong. Sure, dumties. What's going on with you? The fuck you doing? You making fun of me and whatnot? You talking to me like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, huh? TJ McGowan. What's up, my dog? What's up, my dog? What's good, man? I'm trying to see. I'm a part of a Facebook group, so those are the people that I'm trying to essentially doing this live stream for. Is not for them, but to communicate better with them. So hopefully they get up in this bitch and we can talk. Because the only downside of all the Facebook groups I've been a part of, this one in particular is probably the best because it's a very healthy environment. Like, don't get me wrong, people bitch, moan, and complain. You're gonna find that anywhere, but it's very constructive. It's a lot more healthy of a community, and that's really kind of what I've always been about. So. I like it more than there's another one called Taskers Confidential or TaskRabbit Confidential or some bullshit. And oh my god, it's just a swell of toxicity there. Everyone just bitches and moans, and if you try to offer a solution, they just play the fucking victim. So it's like, come on, man, please, bitch, please. You know what I mean? So let's see, where were we? So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm just... Oh, I need to do that too. Invite, copy. And then there's the Discord link, as always. Let's see. Jesus, so many people replied to this. Oh yeah, so the only downside about this post that kind of got everything kicked off tonight that I've been talking with people on, I just received this offer, 16 grand in furniture. I would have been paid a lot more if I were to receive this order through IKEA. Okay, so initially when I first looked at it, I thought 16 grand to do all that furniture, which is a lot of fucking furniture. But I'm assuming now what he meant was it was $16,000 worth of furniture, which that definitely seems a lot more likely. Mimba666, what's up, dude? Come on, man. You're always coming in, you're always saying hi, and then you're dipping out on us, bro. Dipping out on us. Where is it? Where is it? This person commented, but I can't see their fucking comment. It's gonna take like 60 days. Yeah, so hopefully the people from here, I want us to, I really want us to be able to like have an actual conversation. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I got history work to do. Oh, Tom. You'll be fine. What is she doing with all that furniture? Who cares what she's doing with it? It's a lot of furniture. If anyone from the Facebook group is currently watching, can you just say anything in the chat just so I know that that this is going on? I'm not going to disclose anyone's name, obviously. I'm not screen sharing or anything like that. But the guy that created the post, I think the main point of contention, because we have no idea how much you're getting paid for, or this is just like an hourly thing. Like I said, from the initial post, it kind of seems as if you think Northern Ireland should be free. Well, what's the definition of that? What do you mean, should Northern Ireland be free? Or are you asking the question, should British rule be removed from Northern Ireland and it go back to Ireland? Well, 100 years ago, absolutely. Now, it's very different, because there are generations that have grown up under the British rule in Northern Ireland. So they have a cultural, historical tie to mainland Ireland. Yo, what's up, photo? But the truth of the matter is that they've grown up and they've lived their entire lives under British rule. That is the world, that is the reality, that is the nation that they know and identify with. So 100 years ago, yeah, nowadays, who knows? You know, it's kind of up to them. It's not that I should decide that. Alright, I'm just going to make a post. Shit, how do I get back to the page? Alright, I'm going to make a post on here. Photo, talk to me, dog. What's been going on, dude? How have you been? And where's Foibles at? What's up with this guy? Oh, fuck yeah, that's right. Jesus, I kept forgetting the time he was going to go in. Good for him, dude. I'm happy for him. So I'm making a post on this Facebook group, and then we're gonna go from there. Shift enter. Then I gotta go back. I gotta. Oh no. Pause that. That's killing me right now. And post. There we go. Yeah, I miss him, dude. I miss him so much. Hashtag no homo. What's new with me? Chilling. Not doing too much. Hanging out. Working really hard. Shit, what? Shit. No, I just... Fuck. I gotta rewrite that entire fucking thing now. Jesus. Okay. Shit. You miss him? You know, I've known him since 2nd grade. No, I've got a lot of friends like that. Do you believe the blue wave is coming? What is the blue wave? Tell me about that. No, like, as an internet comrade, I've enjoyed my time with him, and I miss having him on the stream. I miss shooting the shit with him. I miss listening to YouTube banter when you're playing Dark Souls. It's great. He's a great dude. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I really needed a new phone, and he pulled through. And because of this phone, it drastically helped me. And he's just an all-around good dude, you know, and I really appreciate him. Hashtag no homo. Support from the users. Sorry. I have touched that very phone, by the way. Not with your dick, I hope. The Democrats are going to win a lot of the midterm elections. Probably. Who knows? It always goes back and forth. Sooner or later, the Democrats are going to take hold in office again. It's just a matter of fact. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, this next presidential election we had a Democrat president. It would not surprise me because it always flip-flops, you know. So it's like, you know, nothing really surprises me. It's like you have a few years of a Republican, a few years of Democrat. They always flip-flop, and people forget. It's like, oh my God, it's like, oh, everything's all fucked up. We need someone of the opposite party. Then they get someone of the opposite party, and then they're like, oh shit, everything's fucked up. This guy's not doing good. Let's get someone of the opposite party. It's like there's no long-term stability for any one person to do anything. You get a president that's on there for 4 years, he can start doing stuff, but he ain't going to finish anything. You get a president going for 8 years, he can start stuff, he can implement things, but for those changes to actually show real results, it's going to take a long time. Then you get rid of him because everything that he started doing never got done. Right? And then you switch over to the other side, and the guy from the other side destroys everything that the guy from him before him did. It's a fucking disaster. It really is. Politics is a pure shit show. Oh, photo. At your house? Because not here. I didn't hear nothing here. Tell me about... There's... Oh, my girlfriend just watching scary shit. Oh. Tell me about... there's a game called The Surge. I actually enjoy it. Obviously, Dark Souls is better. But for the aesthetics and everything of it being like a Souls-like game, it's unbelievable. I love it. I'm having a great time with it. There's a lot of pluses and minuses to it. It's a little jank in some areas and whatnot. But for the most part, I enjoyed it. It's fun. Like, the mechanics of playing, the actual what you're doing the most, the gameplay of it, it's great. No, I'm all congested. So I'm not sick, but, like, I'm just congested. Not sick, though. Not sick. But I'm sorry about the spitting. I don't know. Ever since I got my tonsils removed. The Surge, it's a Souls-like game. It's futuristic, sci-fi. It's actually really cool. Not enough content for me, TBQH. No idea what that means. Let me just finish writing this. I wrote it in the wrong thing. I got all fucked up and I couldn't find it. So give me just a second. Let me finish this and I'll come back to the string. No. There we go. Bam, that's up. To be quite honest. Oh, I've heard of that game. Bro, I'm back. Sorry. Should citrus this should switch this to just chatting. What do you mean? What are you talking about? What? Demore! What's up, dude? OML? What's OML? OML. I don't know what OML is. Oh my lord. Oh. Dude, fuck acronyms, dude. Ever since the army, I don't give two shits about acronyms. And, oh yeah, if anyone from... Shit. Just chatting is the new... Alright, where is that? Just... Oh, just chatting. Is that? Okay, so what should the title be? Because I never change my title. It's like, even if I'm not doing an argument thing, I never change it, which I probably should. Real quick, if anyone from the Facebook group, if any of you guys are actually joining, can you please specify that in the chat? That way I know. Let me see. Copy. And then... as always. Wait, where am I? Twitch is switching things up. Are they? FYI, initialism is a type of acronym that must be read by letter, like F. It's like most acronyms are like that. And then sometimes we even attempt to do it. But yeah, I feel you, man. Some of these things, doing work with TaskRabbit and stuff, holy shit. There are some people that have some damn horror stories. And I thought that some of my shit was bad. Am I mad? No, I'm not mad. Why would you say I'm mad? Shit. Remember, if anyone from the group, the Facebook group is on here, please let me know. Just want to make sure. No, I'm not stressed. I'm trying to answer your guys' questions, but I'm also on this Facebook group that I'm a part of, and I'm trying to let them know, like, hey, I'm live streaming right now. I'd love to talk about some of these posts that I've seen over the last few days, because I'm very involved in the communities that I'm a part of, and I'm relatively old school. I'm not much of a texter. I hate messaging people back and forth. I'd rather talk to someone than just send messages back and forth. For business purposes, I would rather even do that. Like today with TaskRabbit, there's someone for an IKEA job that I called them because only so much stuff can go through a chat thread. You know, even when you message back and forth, there's only so much that can be done. So I like to talk to people. That's why what I did with the Facebook group is I was looking at it. There's some things that I'd seen, and one of the things that I've been wanting to do is I wanted to make a video. But there are so many videos. I get stressed out just trying to make videos for YouTube. And it's like, I put all this time and energy and they don't get any views. And it's not that they don't get any views. It's not like I need thousands of views or anything. It's that it's conversation. I care about the comments. If I got a video with 50 views, but it at least had 10 comments on it, like a discussion to be had, that's what the goal is with the gig economy stuff that I do. So instead of wasting God knows how much time screen capturing, recording, and editing out people's faces and profiles and stuff like that of the actual Facebook group, so I can like do a video that I had an idea for. Instead, I could just live stream, read some of the stuff, and talk with the community. That's kind of what this whole stream initially was about, but none of those people are watching. So here we are, just hanging out, shooting the shit. So, but yeah, I enjoy being a part of a community. Not just like I've made communities, and I realize that when you make a community, it's a pain in the ass. It's like it's got a few hundred people on it. Flex Drivers Union is when I was working for Amazon Flex. Not working for it, but I was doing that gig economy job at whatever. When I was doing Amazon Flex, and I started making YouTube videos, and it jumped my channel up like a crazy amount, and it was unbelievable how well my channel did after I started doing that. I made a community because I was like, hey, I like doing these videos, I like talking to people in the comments. Let me make a Facebook group so that I can always talk to people. That'd be great. So I decided to go and do that, and then I got a lot of people coming in, but not a lot of people would talk. Not a lot of people would comment. They would join, but no one would really say anything. I think early on in like the first week or so, there was some pretty cool stuff that people had said. But for the most part, it was all garbage. It was all bullshit. No one would really communicate. No one would talk. And it's like, what's the point? So that kind of died off. I mean, people still request and they still join all the time because the links are still in my YouTube descriptions for those videos. Every now and then I'll go through and I'll mass accept like the 10 or 20 people that have requested in the last month, and I'll let them in. But it's like there's no point to that community, because I was hoping it would be a community where we could talk and grow and help one another. But it never came out to that. What actually ended up happening is people joined but never spoke. They never said anything. That's why I like this group. There's some other groups on Facebook that I was a part of, but it's just garbage. I think it's like TaskRabbit Confidential or Tasker Confidential. It's just another one of those apps, or it's another one of those groups where people use these apps, they don't know what they're getting into, and they go and they bitch, moan, and complain. And some of their emotions are very valid, but the rationale for their emotions being that way is completely misdirected. So everything is TaskRabbit. Everything is everyone's fault except for themselves. And these are the kind of people I have no sympathy for. These are the kind of people that whenever you write something supportive, which to them might not be supportive because it goes against their narrative, it goes against their viewpoint, they see it as you being negative towards them. So then they become rather hostile. So it's a really toxic place. So I just don't like that community. But this one right here that I'm a part of, I do like, because people are, everywhere you go, people are going to bitch, moan, and complain. That's perfectly fine. It's within human nature. Let off some steam. It's all good. But when people actually reply and they give valid criticisms, or they give some sort of supportive remark, a lot of the posters are very, very thankful for that. Because yeah, you might bitch, moan, and complain, but the people in this community, they do strive to be better at their given trade, which I think is very good. You have a community that is filled with people that are honestly looking to better themselves in their situation. And that's why they're a part of a community like this, is because they're reaching out so that they can get the information that they need to better their situation, which I think is just fucking fantastic. But, yeah, if anyone watching right now saw that post and you guys decided, let me see what this guy's all about. I'm Mace Valor. Please let me know in the chat if you are watching and you came from the Facebook group. That would help me tremendously, because I do have a lot of regulars that are in here that are staring at their screen right now like, what the fuck is he talking about? Aren't we supposed to be talking about Hitler and shit? That was a joke. Normally I run a show called I Will Argue About Anything and Everything. I'll argue about anything and everything with anyone or whatever, right? I don't even remember what I call it. But basically... Yo! Alright, what's good, my dog? Howdy, welcome to the program. Welcome to the program. So... now I'm like, oh, well, now that there's someone here, what the hell do I say? Just so you know, this is called a joke. It's very tongue-in-cheek. This guy is an epic piece of shit, but I have it here for comedic purposes. Dab, dab, dab. Yeah. Hashtag Vape Nation. So, yo. All right. So, since you're from Facebook, I've noticed some things on the posts in the last couple of days. People have put up some very, very... Yo, what's up, dude? Oh, perfect. Getting people filtering in. This is fantastic. I love this. So, there's a lot of stuff I've seen lately that's really interesting. So, I want to kind of touch on the big one, the one that's kind of been going off for like almost an hour now. And that is that the giant IKEA order. One thing about the group, if I could change one thing, which you can't really change, is for people to be very, 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 very thorough in their initial post. Not to say that eventually down the road we kind of all picked up on what this guy was trying to say, but just received this offer, $16,000 in furniture. Now initially, for whatever reason, looking at the list and the number, I was like, oh, they're offering him that much money for this ungodly amount of furniture. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Clearer heads prevailed. And it's like, no, they hired me to build all this furniture, and that's the accumulated value of that furniture, which is a lot of furniture. It's a lot of stuff. And they want it done in 2 days. I've had these clients before where they want a lot of work done in the shortest amount of time possible. And the reason why it's the shortest amount of time is because the hourly pay. That's definitely a big one. But if it were $16,000 to do that furniture, which is... If only they were offering that much. Well, at first I was looking at it, I'm like, that's a lot of furniture. It's going to take a while. But $16,000? Why are you even posting this? Tell nobody. Do it yourself, man. I would take that up. Like, let me take the week off. Let me do it. Like, literally, if the client was cool with it, I would literally do the entire thing by myself, unless there was a certain piece of furniture that really needed another pair of hands. Then no problem. Then I would definitely, like have a buddy of mine come help or some shit. But for that kind of money, man, dude, come on, 16 grand. I've done a lot less. I've done a lot more for a lot less. Okay, I wish TaskRabbit would give us a tool estimate how long it takes to build IKEA items outside of the flat rate jobs. It's not really any way to estimate other than a ballpark guess. I have so many problems with IKEA lately. This past week, well, actually 2 weeks. Let's see, so in the past 2 weeks, I've done more of the IKEA jobs than I have done in the entire time that I've had the IKEA assembly active. Just a few months. Probably about 3 months since I realized how to activate it. I went a while without even knowing how to activate the IKEA assembly stuff, so that's on me. But lately, I've noticed that what people... Now, I'm in the Las Vegas area, so this may not be an issue for everyone, but it's definitely an issue out here. So, it's all Swedish. I can't pronounce any of that shit, but it's the cabinets. It's like those square cabinets with the back, right? And then there's those holes where you can drill doors or drawers or whatever the hell on it, right? But they're usually apart. They don't make the flat rate IKEA program very intuitive. Well, that's because they're trying to maximize profits. Here's the problem I have with the IKEA thing. It's one thing if someone gets a bedroom set. If they get a bedroom set, no problem. I got you. I got you all day long. The problem that I have is the packs. The packs and these furniture things. Let me touch on this in just a second. People are still chit-chatting. Yeah, it was the cost of the furniture. Yeah, see, a lot of people are really confused about that. So, like, these, it's a TV bench. It's essentially, a frame around your television. It's an entertainment center that's kind of held onto the wall. But there's a TV bench on the bottom. There's, like, wardrobes on the side, and then cabinets across the top. And I've noticed that a lot of people, I don't know if there's some sort of weird sale or something going on, but a lot of people have been getting those lately, and a lot of people have been getting that work done. It's $218 flat rate for it. And I went to one of them, and the problem that I have, it's a typical one, is that clients don't like to talk. Oh shit, hold on. One last thing since I'm here. Wait for a PAX. Hold on, wait, what's your question? What do you mean, what for a PAX? It was an example. It's like a television thing, but it's not one of the packs. The packs are basically for bedroom wardrobes and stuff. These are essentially like cabinets. Here, there's my Discord. I'm gonna throw my Discord up. So Discord, it's kind of like Skype and Facebook if they had a baby. It's just basically for voice chat. You don't have to go onto it if you want. That option is there. It's so much easier for me to actually talk to other human beings than the delay of the chat and all that stuff. But that's there if you want it. So I'm gonna open it up on my phone so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. My test. Mountain installation. Nope. Here. So it's let me turn the brightness down so I don't get all wonky. So it's right there. Those IKEA products right there. Zoom in. Right there. That's what it is, and it's $218.70. Oh yeah, no worries. No, you're fine. You can join. It's all good. It's cool. Do your thing, man. No rush. It's like I said, basically it's like, oh, I actually have a picture. The clients sent me pictures. And it looks like this. Right? Yeah, those. And that, this is where they want it. When I was talking to the lady on the phone, this is one thing that gets me. Is clients, man. So let me tell you what happened the other day. This guy, I was trying to get a hold of him because I saw that he had that, and he's like, it needs to be mounted. And I'm like, does it need to be mounted up or just secured to the wall? Like, what do you mean when it means mounted? Initially, I think it needs to be hung up, right? The cabinets need to be hung up. But I've had people, those are hit or miss. Sometimes they come in a million different packages. Sometimes it comes in wall. Yeah, I know, right? So the one I went to the other day, that one, and the problem I have is that it's all fucked. Like, let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. They're all completely fucked, okay? The one I went to the other day, I go there. There's like 50 fucking boxes. So you have all the individual cabinets. You have the hinges, the drawer fucking pulleys, and you have all the other things. You have this fucking, these custom can light things that stick out that you need to wire together and shit into a transformer. And it's like, I'm fine with doing all this, but I definitely need another pair of hands. Mainly because I need to mount them to the ceiling, right? So they're sitting high up above the TV, and there's nothing on the sides of them. Like, the way that this guy wanted this thing configured, his TV would be on a stand. Like, you have this TV stand, TV, and then like 2 feet above the television would be these cabinets. And it's like, I can build all this, no problem. But how am I supposed to hold this up and like, it's too much that I would be able to do on mine. I would need a second pair of hands to hold it up while I would drill it in, basically. It was a lot of work, and I eventually got a hold of IKEA and was like, or TaskRabbit, and I was like, look, this needs 2 people. Why did you guys not send 2 people? They did a little investigation, and then they came back and said, yeah, actually, this should have been for 2 people. Did the cabinets have a cleat? I never opened any boxes or anything. But what do you mean, did the cabinets have a cleat? What I'm not so privy to the terminology, but I'll if you what do you mean? Let's just go there. What do you mean? But anyways, oh. No, there wasn't. Yeah, the mounting bracket, no. So they wanted me to basically just... Exactly, that's what the client wanted. And I asked him, like, they usually have a mounting bracket. There's no mounting bracket. It's like, oh, it was extra. I didn't want to have to pay for extra. And it's like, I'm looking at all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, hold on just a minute. And I go through, and it's like, all right, I understand. It's the same thing with the packs. It's like you go through, and it's like, all right, I got to put together this item. And it says just these items, which is essentially just the furniture. But I understand it's like an underlining thing that didn't want to pay for. I get that all the time. They don't want to pay for extra stuff, but they want that extra thing to be done. It's so fucking bizarre. So what they'll do is let's say you get one of these cabinets, and you get a bunch of these cabinets, and they get drawers and doors and all sorts of weird other stuff. That's kind of included in the price for it. You just go with it. No problem, right? But there's a lot of extra shit. Like there's all these weird lights that you gotta wire, and I understand that that's not like a normal thing. That's a part of the catalog when you're ordering for IKEA services. So I guess it's just thrown in. But that's its own thing. Not that it's difficult or anything. It's fucking not. They're just lights that you screw into the fucking cabinets, and then you wire. You just literally just click them into the transformer. It's fine, or the power brick or whatever the fuck we're gonna call it today. It's easy shit, but the job was a fuck story, and regardless, it needed 2 people. It really, really needed two people. And, you know, even when I called support just to verify everything, they even said, yes, it should have gone out to 2 people. So they told me, this is what's fucked up. They said, what we're going to do is we're going to cancel out this task. You're going to get paid for the hour that you've been there, and we're going to, you know, send the email out like it should have been, and we're going to get some people for out there. If you want, we'll make sure that the email first goes to you, and then 10 minutes later we'll send it out en masse to everyone else, so you at least have first dibs. But once again, because that job was such a fuck story, and the owner was kind of an asshat, I didn't even bother responding to the email. Yeah, a lot of the requested things are a real pain in the ass. My thing, it's like I'm all about me talking with the client, me communicating with the client. If there's clear communication between myself and the client, the job itself goes, like, you have no idea. Like, well, you have an idea, but you know what I mean when I say that. People have no idea how dramatic it can change the entire job if you just have a thorough conversation before the fucking job. But a lot of clients, like, they don't want to answer the phone, or they don't want to respond to chat. Another big one that really annoys me is that a lot of clients don't now, this is the part where I'm bitching and moaning, but, you know, a lot of clients do not understand what it means to hire someone from TaskRabbit. They think, oh, hire this guy, yeah, I want him to do this, description, pictures, send. And then I'm like, okay, I got an alert. I'm like, oh, mounting and installation, pictures. Got an idea. How many pictures are we talking? Oh, it's a 1 to 2 hour estimate. Okay, fine, no problem. Let me talk to them. Hey, I would love to assist you with this task. I just need some more additional details. How many pictures, and, you know, what size are they? How high up do you need them? I just want to make sure that I'm, you know, and how heavy, like, what's the heaviest would you say that these pictures are, so I get, you know, make sure that I bring the right stuff. I can bring terminology is a pain in the ass for me. There's a whole bunch of different stuff I can bring, but I need to know if I'm gonna 100 pictures? That's ridiculous. I think the most pictures that I've mounted in my day would probably be about, I think it was 50. It was for this guy's office, and it definitely took like all day. And, you know, hanging them wasn't hard. It was, you know, lining them up the way that he wanted. It was for like it was a memorial room for his time in service. So good for his service, and we love that. But he had all these military certificates and documents and pictures from back in Vietnam, and he wanted them all hung up. And I put them up how he wanted them, and he looked at them and said, "Yeah, these are nice. I really like it. I don't like the order though. Take them all down, and we'll figure out how we're gonna do it again." So a good 2 hours of me being there, all the stuff was already mounted, but taking them down, putting them up, taking them down, putting them up. Took me a whole day. I mean, the pay's good. Don't get me wrong, the pay's good, but holy shit, some of the work, it's just nuts. And people underestimate stuff. I'm telling you, that, let me guess, that lady, she probably thought that would take about 4 or 5 hours, right? Because customers, they undercut stuff all the time, you know, and then you try to talk to them, and they're like, oh, it's not a whole lot, they're not that heavy. You get there, they got like a big-ass fucking 70-pound mirror that they want hung up 5 feet up in the air, and they want you to do it by yourself, and it's not super heavy, but it's really awkward and really wide, and it's got this weird crown molding on it, and like we've all seen some shit, and we've all powered through it. But oh yeah, so yeah, okay, yeah, those were probably the really light pictures then. Yeah, that's no problem. For me, what was I gonna say? Shit. What, so what market are you in? I'm currently in Las Vegas. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Ain't nothing. The best, Austin, nice. It's a good area. One of the best investments I ever made. Just paid $30 for it. I mean, you probably already have one. One of those little Ryobi laser levels. The downside is they don't auto level. There are some that cost like $100. You basically put it on the wall and it auto levels. But, well, you set it up and it will auto level. Those are great. The Ryobi one, the great thing about the Ryobi one is it suctions to the wall. Now, it's not the brightest laser in the world, but I'm telling you, dude, like for $30, that has saved me so many headaches. And it's not so much that it saves time. I mean, because it does save time, which some people argue, oh, just have the basic hand tools and take as long as you need because you get paid per hour. Hell no. Here's the thing. For me personally, at least 2/3, well, not 2/3, that's kind of a huge estimation. I would say a third. A third of my clientele doesn't work in textured drywall, which is true. That is kind of the downside. They could do a version of it that would have a better cup, so you know where that on the bottom of it, where the rubber ring is, where it's supposed to suck into the wall. If they had one that was bigger that could kind of form fit, that would be nice. But you know, for $30, fuck it, you know. But they do also have another laser level. It's with a push pin one. The only reason that one's only $20. That one's pretty decent too. The reason why I didn't go with that one is I don't like leaving those little holes in the wall. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's smart. Oh, what the fuck was I saying? Recently, for the longest time, I had a 100% rating. For the number of jobs that I've done, something needing tools. For the longest time in Las Vegas, when you calculate the number of tasks that I've done, the number of tasks I've done in various areas, you know, different categories, for my ratings, if you were to calculate all that out, I was the #1 tasker in all of Las Vegas. Now, I'm not sitting here trying to toot my own horn or anything. I'm saying that because I had a 100% rating. So when you factor in, there's a lot of taskers in Vegas that have done hundreds of jobs above my own. Like, there are taskers out there than 300, 400, 500 jobs. They've been on the platform a lot longer than me, but because of their rating, you know, when you make that adjustment, you know, I was #1. My buddy Duncan is #1 now. I got my first negative review, and that was a shit show. And ultimately what that boiled down to is the client didn't understand what TaskRabbit is. You know, he hired me and he said, "Oh, just replace the light bulb." It's a much longer story. but I'm going to make it very, very short. He hired me, replace the light bulb. Got you. I get there. It's extremely difficult to replace the light bulb because the way that the light fixture in the kitchen, it wasn't mounted on the ceiling. It was built into the wall, and then where the ceiling met the edge of the fixture, there was crown molding around it. Yes, fuck Jake Paul. Notice he has a dick going in his butt down here. He's crying. He loves I Love Photo. Follow him on Twitch. And he has a beard and a Hitler stash because he is the Antichrist. So, fuck this guy. So it was a pain in the ass just to get the bulb out. Get the bulb out, replace the bulb. Doesn't work. It's like, oh, we need to replace the ballast. And I was like, I'll replace the ballast for you. Just so you know, I'm not going to do it today. But normally what happens is that's an entirely different category. That's electrical. You hired me for general handyman. So, well, general handyman's the same thing. And it's like, you got to kind of be upfront about this stuff. The ballast might need to be replaced, this, that, and the other. I can take care of it, but that's a totally different category. So he starts getting annoyed. What he thinks is, you hire someone from TaskRabbit, it's the same thing as hiring a general handyman or an electrician from Home Advisor. Technically what you're getting from them is you're getting an actual company that sends an employee out. That's usually how those work. You're getting a real general contractor, not an independent contractor like with TaskRabbit. So they don't really understand. And it goes into this huge long thing, and they have the ballast, but they need terminals. They don't have the terminals there, obviously, because the ones that they have are bad. And the wife, they're both an older couple. She was like, "Oh, don't you just have those on your truck?" And I'm like, "No, that's not something I carry with me." I mean, I didn't say it like that, but I was like, "No, it's not something that we carry with us. We either get to the job and know that we need something, or we communicate it ahead of time." And we communicated ahead of time, and I was told that you had the replacement light bulbs, and all you needed done was the light bulbs. And if you needed the ballast replaced, you do have those, but you're 99% sure it's exactly. But that all boils down to the whole communication thing. So it's like I don't know where to begin, man. It's like it's maddening. It truly is. I made a YouTube video about this. If you're interested, I do have a whole bunch of YouTube videos that talk about all kinds of gig economy stuff, a lot of TaskRabbit stuff too. But holy shit, did my thing get deleted? No, it didn't. Where's that? Yeah. So where was I? Sorry about that. I do TaskRabbit in a sedan and it sucks. Alright, so my thing is, here's one. I used to have a truck. I have an SUV now, but when I first started TaskRabbit, for the longest time, I had a truck. I had a Ranger, 6-foot bed, nice and big. Had a shell on the back of it, so I set that in my profile for certain moving jobs and whatnot. And I would get people that would request me to help them move. And there's this one guy I had, he wanted this job done in 1 or 2 hours, something like that, like 2 hours or something. He wanted just me, to move his entire house from one location to another in my truck. He didn't want to pay for a U-Haul, he wanted it done in my truck. And he himself was not going to help. He's like, "Hey, that's why I'm hiring you." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to confirm this task because you're going to need more people. It's going to take more time regardless because you have a very large home. And you're going to need a U-Haul. I can't fit all that in my truck." It's like, "Well, that's up to you. You got to do it. I hired you." And it's like, it doesn't work that way. Okay, you hire someone for moving and stuff. They think that we have box trucks. Like a lot of people don't understand that when you hire someone on TaskRabbit, like 99% of the time, the person might have a big ass truck, but they're not gonna show up to your house with a U-Haul. And if they do, you best motherfucking believe that shit's getting expended. You're hiring a dude with a pickup truck. Well, that's the thing, though. It doesn't specify pickup truck. It just specifies truck when they request it. So a lot of clients think, "Oh, this," and I tell them I have a pickup truck. It's not a box truck. So, well, you're going to have to figure it out. Like, I've had clients, like, there's a lot of entitlement. Like, That's another thing too, is that clients feel like when they request a job, they think they're actually hiring you. So a lot of people, when I try to like say, like on the in-house task, he's like, well, I already hired you. What more do you need? I'm like, you didn't hire me, and you just requested me. I need to confirm the task. In order to confirm the task, we have to go over the task. That's the thing, man. Like, a lot of people don't realize that. It's like, don't. All right, so it's kind of like downplaying it. It's like me and you, we can talk and we'd be like, we're professionals in our trade, like in our given categories. We are experts. We not masters of the craft, but we're trained, certified, or there's a reason why we have the categories that we have listed, because we have real world experience with this stuff. But what people don't realize is you could just be hiring the kid down the street. You could just be hiring your neighbor. You could just be hiring some asshole from Craigslist. Like, essentially, we're just basic motherfuckers. And that's it. Can't count the number of times someone has requested me to do something and I just look it up on Fuck yeah, dude. There's a lot of times that that I've had to do that. Not surprisingly, not with like anything like electrical or anything weird like that. It's usually like some basic fucked up IKEA shit. Not so much in a while, but when I first started, I've put together furniture before, no problem. But for some reason, when I first started with IKEA, holy hell, it was like, it's like reading hieroglyphics. There's no fucking words. It's just there. I don't have to worry about it anymore. I get it now. But when the first month I started, holy shit, like, it was like a new language for me. And now you look at an IKEA instruction manual, and it's like, it's either you pick it up and be like, oh, I put something together just like this, no problem, and you toss it aside. Or you pick it up and be like, oh, I got it. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. Like, you know, it just becomes second nature. But yeah, there are some more intense stuff. There are certain tasks that I don't mind doing, like installing ceiling fans. Perfectly fine with doing that. I hardly ever do it because, and the reason why is, this is TaskRabbit's fault, and this is the part where I bitch about what TaskRabbit needs to fix. They need to fix a general handyman and minor home repairs. They need to fucking get rid of both of those categories. What the fuck is this picture trying to tell me? I know it's trying to tell me something. I know, dude, it's fucking nuts. And then you gotta get some fucking Swedish asshole on YouTube being like, oh, no, it means this. Whatever they say. Those categories really fuck me up because, let's see, like, for example, light fixture assembly or whatever the fuck. Like hanging, like a chandelier or like a light fixture in a dining room. Those are all under minor home repairs / general handyman. Those should be electrical. If I have to touch the wires from one wire to another, if I have to cut wires, that's electrical. That's not general handyman. That's fucking electrical. Okay. But people, like, for whatever reason, and it's not the client's fault. I want to say it's the client's fault because they're just a bunch of cheap assholes. I had this team task back in April. The other tasker brought, like, baby tools. It was such a nightmare. Gino, talk to me about that. Let's talk about that real quick. Because that hits a nerve for me. Not like it upsets me. It doesn't trigger me. Oh, my God. No. It strikes a nerve with me. Not in a negative way. It resonates with me. Tell me about that. I did let in case some of this guy brought the most basic tools in a grocery bag. Holy shit, I've had a guy bring shit in a tote, not like a plastic grocery bag, but a tote. So did you talk to this individual? Did you like ask him like, hey, like, are you new to the platform? Are you just getting into this? Which, if that's true, then it might be a big pain in the ass, but you know what? More power to him. You know what? I have an extra drill. Do you want to use mine while you're here? That guy, he had like a hammer and a screwdriver, and that was about it. Which is fucked. Don't get me wrong. If I were in that situation, I would feel all different kinds of ways. But I would go to my truck and be like, hey, I got some extra stuff that while you're here, you can use. That way we get it done quick, fast, and in a hurry. But, you know, with me, I'd like to talk. There's a few people out in Vegas that I'd never want to work with again. And it's not like they're bad workers. Like, they're There are people I've done team tasks with, and I'm, like I said, I don't want to toot my own horn or nothing. I think I'm pretty fucking badass. I think I can get shit done quick as fuck. I think I offer an amazing service. I think I do great work, however, there are some people on TaskRabbit that they're pieces of shit. Like, I do not like these guys. I wouldn't have a beer with these guys. I wouldn't piss on them if their teeth were on fire. Fuck these guys. However, I would probably hire these guys as a client because these guys do amazing fucking work. Personally, they're fucking douchebags and I don't like them personally. But I would, if I had to do a task, I would probably hire these guys because their fucking work is amazing. You know, and it's like a really weird thing. It's like, well, you don't like them as people, why would you hire them? It's like, because I can disassociate the person from the professional. You know, they might treat me like shit as a tasker, but they're cool with the client. There's a guy here in Austin I will never work with again. That's how I feel. I had this tasker came in late and left early. Oh, fuck that, dude. Oh my god, that shit fucking pisses me off. I've dimed out motherfuckers. I've hit up TaskRabbit and been like, yo, this guy showed up like an hour late. Half the shit was already done. And then when we had one item left, he's like, oh, I gotta go, and he left. So he was here for an hour when I was here for like 3. So fuck him. I always dime motherfuckers out that do shit like that. That is a very specific scenario, pissing on teeth with fire. It's a quote from a movie. I can't remember which one, though. I had to finish the remaining of the task. Dude, that's so fucking jacked, dude. The only time that, like, I'll leave an IKEA job, like, which I have done before, me and the other guy, we already had an arrangement. I was going to show up earlier, get half of the work done. He would show up, we would work together for a little bit, and then I would leave a little bit later, and then he would finish it off. We agreed to that because, like, oh, I have another job, but if you have a job in the afternoon and I have a job in the morning, just we'll stagger when we're there, and it'll work out. Get there, the client had a shitload of extra furniture that needed to be built, but it wasn't it wasn't on our thing, it wasn't categorized. So the way it works as an independent contractor, the contract between myself and the platform of TaskRabbit is whatever is on that list. If it's not on that list, I do not touch it because I do not get paid for it. I am not responsible for it. Got a hold of support and I talked with the other tasker. He was fine staying longer because, like I said, I had to go at a certain time. So I would stay long enough to get all the stuff done that was on that list. But once all that stuff was done, I bounced. Fortunately for him, he stayed. He was the lead tasker. He stayed. The work that I did, we got paid for. And then the other additional stuff became a separate invoice that he did for the client. That's another one of those guys I would never want to work with again because he's kind of a douchebag. When I met him in person, he's really cool. But prior to actually doing the job, if you've noticed from the stream, I'm shitty with terminology. Like I've been doing construction for years. I grew up, my family was doing construction. Like my summer vacations, I was doing drywall with my mom's company. I'm horrible with terminology. I know how to get the fucking job done though. But anyway, so he started like grilling me and quizzing me. Like he texted me and started grilling me and quizzing me on all these IKEA things. And I'm like, I don't know the terminology. I don't know the fancy fucking name for it. But if I get there, I can get it done. I get there, I knock out a whole bunch of shit because I know how it works. Get the shit done. And he's saying, I don't want to fucking be here all day. Make sure you have power tools. I don't want to see a fucking screwdriver in your hand. Make sure you have the right stuff. I'm like, this motherfucker, dude. And I have all my tools, dude. I have all the fucking real big boy shit. Okay, I'm not Bob the Builder fucking plastic tools and shit. I get there, I knock out a whole bunch of shit. He finally shows up. It takes him a super long amount of time to do one thing, while on the other hand, I'm finishing all sorts of other shit. So I was blowing his ass out the water when he was the one talking shit to me. So how about them apples, motherfucker? Sorry about if you don't like my cursing, but had to finish. I had that kind of thing happen where a guy showed up late. The client wanted us to come back the next day to finish. He said, I'm not coming back for 5 minutes of work, when we easily had 1 to 2 hours of work. Fucking dickhead, man. Yeah, I mean, don't like we're bitching about it. Of course, we've all had positive and negative experiences, but at the end of the day, would I rather be doing something else? Fuck no. I was in HVAC, okay? Let me give it to you like this. I was working at a place called Silver State Refrigeration. my best week I made $1,000 with all my overtime and stuff in the middle of the summer. Made $14 an hour, $21 an hour overtime. There's quite a bit of overtime, but because of the taxes and everything, you hit a higher tax bracket and then you get cut down a lot. It only gets, no, it does not get only split 50-50. That's bullshit. Whoever you talk to, fuck you, dude. Because there have been a couple times where I've had taskers that do that, that'll show up for a little bit and then bounce. And I've dimed them out. I'm like, hey, I'm the lead tasker. I was here. Excuse me. This guy, he was literally only here for an hour, hour and a half. It's a 6-hour thing. It made me stay even longer. He did hardly any fucking work. So, and usually the way they do it is they'll, what they did in that scenario is it was like a baseline compensation. So he got paid $25 an hour for the 2 hours that he was there. And then they took that dollar amount and removed it from like the $300 of the whole thing. And then I got compensated the rest. So he essentially went into hourly instead of the flat rate. But that's how it should have been done. That's usually how they kind of address those things. They split that person into an hourly bracket instead of the flat rate. They give them the portion of the whole amount based upon the hours that he was there. And the large sum amount goes to me. The fucked up thing is, depending on how much that job is, a lot of times it does come out to 50-50. If it's a $250 job and he's there for 4 hours, but I actually end up staying up for 7 hours because he leaves or whatever, then it obviously gets more. They should just let anyone in the IKEA programs. Oh, definitely. Interesting. I'll have to remember that. Yeah. The thing is, here's the thing you got to remember. You're an independent contractor, okay? That's so if you watch my YouTube channel, once again, I do this all the time when I'm in the group. I'm not trying to promote myself, but I do like to be a part of the community. I've made a lot of videos discussing all sorts of things in the gig economy, and when it comes to being an independent contractor. So outside of all of the gig economy stuff that I do, I actually do consulting work for like these app companies and stuff. Most of them are like a lot of startups and stuff that they see my channel. They want to know like, hey, what can we do to make improvements? I let them know, and I never hear from them again. A lot of them go belly up because it's a very expensive thing to get into because there's so much competition. So no matter how good of an idea you have no market share. You're not going to go anywhere. So anyway, going back. I talk about this all the time on my YouTube channel about being an independent contractor. You have a lot of power. And just the other day when I was on the phone with like the whole IKEA mess, and I'm like, and the lady is like, so you don't want to do the job? And I was like, no, I do want to do the job. However, I can't do the job because it's a violation of the contract between me. Oh, I have a few YouTube videos about Handy. Yeah, Handy, so before when I was working with DoorDash, I always told myself, DoorDash is, oh wait, hold on. Gino, if you're interested, check it out. Here's my Discord link if you want to join the show. We could actually talk. I would love to talk about Handy, like verbally with words. But you don't have to if you don't want to. Handy is garbage. I always thought that DoorDash was the biggest fucking shill piece of shit company on the planet. Handy, I'm surprised they haven't gone bankrupt. I'm surprised they haven't been sued. Oh, Kickstarter, fucking dude, get in this bitch. Where are you? Why are you not in my Discord like right now? What the fuck, dude? All right, so so Gig Stacker. He's a fellow YouTuber like myself, and he also does gig economy stuff, more on the financial end of things. And this guy, he is my mentor. Oh, you can't talk now. Okay, that's fine. That's cool, dude. That's cool. Gig Stacker is the tits, man. He's the shit. He's fucking awesome. Love this guy. Hashtag no homo. Every day, bro. Oh yeah, well, not even that. Like, there are so many things about Handy that is total garbage. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna step out real quick. I gotta go grab something out of the truck. Give me a minute. I'll run out and be right back. But if you guys, dude, I'm telling you, Gig Stacker's the man. Okay, I think I know a lot of shit. I will tip my hat where it deserves. Gig Stacker he has that name for a reason. This dude knows the gig economy like the back of, like I know the back of my butt cheeks, okay? God, you saying that just took a few minutes off my life. Wait, what do you mean? Before I leave, what do you mean? What did I say? What did I say? Oh. Well, so if a picture says 1,000 words, this is what? This streams at what, 30 frames a second? So how many hours of this life is this taking off of you? I hate this piece of shit. This guy's, he's a douchebag, okay? But if you ever watch the program, he's a joke. He's a living meme. BRB. Rush. Hope to God there are still people here. Alright. Tackle's garbage. Fuck tackle. Because, well, that's the problem with tackle. So the problem with Tackle comes from the user base. Yeah, Uber's gonna fuck it up because Uber, the first people to get on are people that are already a part of Uber, like drivers or Uber Eats. So they're gonna take a large portion of the market share as far as the employees, the workers, the contractors. But going back to the bidding system, there's this company I've been consulting with, and they keep wanting to do a bidding system. It's like, oh, it's good for the clients, it's good for the people working. I'm like, it's the worst thing that you can do. Sidecar, they ended up going belly up. Why? Because they did a bidding system. Here's what happens when you do a bidding system. You get people, like, it's a race to the bottom. Who can get this job by charging the least amount of money? That's the problem with Tackle. Tackle's bidding system is complete garbage. There's no user profile, so you can go and select people that you like working with, you know, if you want to hire someone multiple times. The whole thing is completely fucked. Tackle is complete garbage. And the reason why I don't like Tackle is because I've been burned too many times. I'd be doing jobs that cost a lot of fucking money on my end. Mainly yard work stuff. Yard work's a big one for Tackle. The vast majority of jobs from Tackle is either cleaning a home, which some of the ones that I saw people offering, like someone shit in their bathtub and lit it on fire. Like the pictures that they provided were god awful. Like someone fucked this bathroom up and they wanted to pay someone $40 to come clean it. Fuck off. You know? But a lot of the ones I did were yard work. Because I could finish it pretty quick, you know, but I still had to buy the tools at the time because I didn't have them. So I'd spend half of the money I was going to make on the tools just to have the fucking person cancel on me halfway through the job. Or I'd be done with the job, go to let them know, hey, I'm done, I'm getting out of here. And they'd cancel on me. Because the way it works is they can cancel at any fucking time. And there's nothing I can do about it. And it all boils down to how their jobs are tracked. They track your location up till you get to the job. You say that you arrived, but then their servers stop tracking you. And they don't track you. Yes? Where was it? Thank you. Oh. Anyway, I feel bad for Gig Stacker because I kind of fucked them over, man. Because I'm the one that gave him the idea for Handy. You know, because he's always down to try something new. And I told him about Handy. He tried it out, had a shitty experience. And I don't even do Handy anymore. Like, I'm still on the platform. I don't fucking bother with it. Pulse. There are things about Pulse that I like, but going back to the whole Handy thing, about charging the customer one thing, but then paying the guy substantially less. It's like, for example, when I mount TVs, I outright refuse to mount TVs on TaskRabbit. If you want me to mount a TV, I'm not going to do it because it's not worth my time. On Pulse, I'd make $60 to mount a TV. I mean, obviously the customer gets charged a lot more, but I would make $60 to mount a TV. On TaskRabbit, to mount a TV, you can mount a TV in 30 minutes. You can mount a TV, you know, you can mount a TV pretty quick. If the fucker's already out of the box and you can mount a TV fucking quick. It doesn't take very long to mount a TV. But on TaskRabbit, I only get paid 1 hour. Because that's the bare minimum I can charge. No, I do know that people do the whole 2-hour thing, this, that, and the other, 2-hour minimum. And I thought about doing 2-hour minimums, but I tested it out, and the moment I put that in my description, there was like 3-4 days, no one would hire me. I removed it from my description, started getting work again. Imagine that. So, anyway, what's going on, guys? I'm back. Oh, I had 8 viewers when I was gone. Now that I'm back, half those motherfuckers left. Great. Yeah, fuck Tackle, dude. Fuck Tackle and fuck Handy. And the crazy thing is they actually have market share. But you can actually go, like, hold on, let me I love this. Yeah, let me do this real quick. Handy Twitter. Handy, they have horrible. Like, I will say this though. For some weird reason, when someone downloads an app for Handy and they don't like the experience from Handy, they don't file a Better Business Bureau report or anything like that. What they do instead is they leave a negative review on Google Play or the Apple Play Store, or the App Store. You're an idiot if you do that. That's for the app. Does the app work? Who gives two fucks about the goddamn company? It doesn't fucking matter. If you have an issue with the company, file a report with the Better Business Bureau. Hit them up. Don't fucking bother going to fucking leaving a negative 1-star review on the App Store. And then going into a huge tirade, because that's not going to solve your fucking problem. Go to the Better Business Bureau. It might sound like it's nothing, but I guarantee you, if every person that had a negative experience on Handy filed with the Better Business Bureau, there'd be some real fucking change at that point. Because you get so many negative reviews, then certain people start taking a look into it. Especially if a lot of the complaints are the same, like fraud and whatnot. So here's Handy's main thing, but those are all from Handy. Where's the other one? Handy CX, right? Oh, but the Handy Twitter's funny. If you go on Twitter and look at Handy, all it is them advertising links to fucking Pinterest stuff. Like, they don't even market their own company on Twitter. It's just them trying to stay active, and it's the dumbest fucking Twitter I've ever seen. Like, for a company, it's really dumb. But let's go to, it's Handy CX, which is their customer support or whatever the fuck. Alright. Doesn't even advertise a phone number to call when you have problems. What a terrible company, don't use them. And their Handy's reply, hi Don, we'd be more than happy to help you with your AC unit installation booking. Oh, fuck that, dude. Handy's AC installation booking? So, the way it's designed is it's supposed to be like the freestanding, standalone air conditioning units like you get from Home Depot or Lowe's. One you kind of take out of the box, you plug it in, you make sure everything's operational. That's it. The one that a homeowner could do if he wasn't so fucking lazy. That's what those are designed for. On Handy, I've had people hit me up. They bought the fucking furnace and the air conditioning and the evaporator coil, and they wanted me to install it. I have a history with HVAC. I have experience in HVAC. I am professionally trained and certified in HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. The problem I have with this is you want to pay me $50 because you're quoted at it's going to take 2 to 3 hours, right? And my cut is going to be $50. You want me to provide the tools for brazing. You want me to provide the copper for fitting. You want me to provide the proper refrigerant once I release the compressor and put everything out. That was the client, though. It wasn't Handy's fault so much, but once again, this comes into companies not making shit fucking clear. And because of how Handy operates, you can't even talk to the fucking customer until you're 3 hours out from getting there. There's a lot of reasons why I don't fuck with Handy anymore. Oh, this is one that I sent them. That's funny. Wait, what? Wait, what was that? There was a picture. Oh, that was weird. I used Handy to clean my flat multiple times, and every time it's terrible. I gave one last time to see if it was just bad luck on cleaners. It wasn't. Now I attempt to cancel, and they're trying to charge me a fee. Mind-blowing crazy. We're disappointed to hear about your last service. Our team will be happy to help. I refused to pay a fine to cancel my account that I have to cancel for bad service. I just received another email that the fee has been dropped to 60 euros. Not happy. Refund my card, not my account, then cancel it. Yeah, that's another thing that's fucked up about Handy. Handy, 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 handy. Handy fucking sucks. Handy is the fucking worst shit I've ever seen in my life. They do not make money off of their services. They make money off of fees. They fee technicians, okay? If you're so much as 5 minutes fucking late, you can get a fucking fee, okay? If you cancel up to 48 hours away, you get a fucking fee. They fee the people that essentially earn their fucking bread. And not only that, when their clients get bad service and their clients want to cancel, they fee them. If you don't want to cancel and you need to reschedule, if you have to reschedule, it doesn't matter how long it is. It doesn't, you know, they reschedule you fucking, and they charge you a $15 fee to reschedule. More if it's sooner rather than later. Here's another fucked up thing with Handy. They fee people. Oh, when it comes to scheduling, Handy books you. You say, oh, I want it done on this day. Okay, you want it done on Monday at 8 a.m. All right, cool. We're gonna set you up for the following Wednesday at fucking midnight. Like it's fucking nuts. Racist parrot. Oh, how fucking original. Yeah, sure, I'll argue with you about anything. What original content do you have to provide for this stream? Next subject. Yeah, fuck hand jobs. Avery, what's up, my dog? Alright, racist parrot. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Come on. What do you want to argue about? What wonderful toxic cancer can you contribute to this community? Let's hear it. Okay, Hitler was wrong. Okay, I see what you're doing. And once again, like I said, it's not original. The way that the platform works, the way that this stream works, is I will argue with anyone about anything. However, I'm still entitled to my own opinion. Streaming, you're fucking looking at it, bud. If I agree with your statement, then I guess we're not arguing. We can talk about how we both agree on that sentiment. Hitler was wrong. Fucking A-right he was. Why would I argue against that? There's no reason for me to, because it's my stream, my rules, it goes the way I fucking want it. I will argue with anyone about anything, but this, holy shit. Yes, you are right. 110%. Hitler was wrong. He shouldn't have just stopped at the Jews. And there goes the stream. Avery, my dog. Doing good. Doing good. Busy, as always. I kind of want to play a game, but I feel like the moment I put a game on that people are going to leave. And I do like talking and chatting with people. So, I don't know. Like that's... Like, I always feel really weird about that. Like, there's a lot of times I do want to... I love streaming, but I do like playing video games. And I feel that if I were to play a game while I'm streaming, I'm known for the IRL stuff. So that would deviate away from what makes my stream special. So let me Google that real quick. I've been like ignoring a lot of politics lately. Sorry about that. Trump, I'm a nationalist. Let's see it. This is from Politico. Beautiful coconut. Howdy, what's going on? My turn. Alright, Bolivio 4. What you got for me? What do I feel about Trump saying that he's an... Do liberals hold the moral high ground? Well, actually, neither the right nor the left hold the moral high ground. Liberals definitely do not. And it's funny, I'll touch on that in just a second. Alright, just wanted to stop by and say, what's up? Gotta head back to work. Oh, do your thing, man. Nice seeing you again. The nationalists. What do I think about Trump saying a nationalist? I'm fine with it. to some extent, you could say that I'm a nationalist. You take certain words and you can. So this is the problem with language. There's a historical connotation that comes with it. There's a lot of KKK historical things in the Ku Klux Klan that are attributed to being a nationalist. Under no circumstances should you ever eat human meat. Actually, I would agree with that. I mean, I get the whole survival situation and shit, but no. So here's something that I thought of earlier, right? This is something I thought of, like I was literally laying down thinking about politics for whatever reason. I was thinking about the right and the left and how fucked up it is. This is about the moral high ground question. And this is, I don't want to pinpoint my answer on just liberals, but I'm going to pinpoint both fucking sides, and this is why I'm somewhat of a centrist, more of a libertarian than anything else. I do lean right, but we'll get there. The problem I have with both the right and the left is that they want to say for one reason or another that they have the moral high ground. The right says they have the moral high ground because they have a history of it being devoted to a certain faith. A lot of things from right-leaning conservatives are attributed to centuries-old notions from our forefathers, about religious connotations and whatnot, certain ways that people should present themselves and uphold themselves. Whereas the left, on the other hand, their things are... Actually, let me give it to you like this. You have Republicans who, for the most part, they want people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, make something of themselves, right? They don't want to tax the masses into obscurity. At the same time, they don't want to provide. They don't want to tax people into obscurity, which is good. But the downside is there's public services that aren't provided because those are provided. Oh, give me a second, racist parrot. So I should just not even look at the chat when I'm trying to get in the middle of a thought. You have the Republicans, pull yourself out of your bootstraps. The government shouldn't have to pay for all these social services and stuff. Keep those things to a minimum for the people that really, 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 really need it. Then you have the leftists, where it's like, okay, everyone, it's about personal freedoms, personal liberties, which, of course, I can get behind. I do think that the government shouldn't have a huge hand in stuff, but the left tends to want the government to impose these things on people. For example, like the whole right to the women's rights thing about abortion. Okay, you take a look at the moral high ground of that. The Republicans, it's a life is a life is a life, right? Whereas the Democrats, it's like, hey, personal liberties. This person, it's their body. They can do what they want with it. And at the same time, they want to tax the nation into oblivion to provide services for people that, either can't or just don't want to pull themselves up and get into a better position. They're perfectly fine with people living off the system because the people that do have wealth are contributing the massive amount of money to that system. I've looked at both sides as completely and utterly fucked. Okay? Think of it like this. Conservatives. Ignore the historical ramifications of it. Let's look at what it really means. Conservatives, they're not pro-welfare and everything. They're not strictly opposed to it, but they do, for the most part, believe in massive limitations on it. A lot of people that tend to get abortions are people that would otherwise go into a welfare system. If they, people that they get pregnant out of wedlock, they don't have a father in the home, split up family and whatnot, and then 9 times out of 10, the old connotation of the woman gets married to the state. She's on welfare and whatnot. That's kind of a problem because for Republicans, they don't want the welfare problem, right? And a lot of the things on welfare can be attributed to women that want to get an abortion. They can't. Now they have to raise a child, and they have no other option at that point. There's no other avenue for them to take. So then you look at the Democrats, on the other hand, they're perfectly fine with people getting abortions. And they're perfectly fine with welfare. It's like you would think well, if they're perfectly fine with people getting abortions, and statistically, a lot of those people are going to be on welfare. If people are getting abortions, you're kind of narrowing down. I mean, this is I had it so much more articulate in my head, but I think you pick up what I'm putting down for the most part. It's on one hand they have this one notion of their own moral high ground, but it always contradicts the other thing that they're trying to fight against. And this is for both fucking sides. And it's complete and fucking garbage. It's like, it's so hard to be a Republican, like a diehard true Republican, because like a lot of their shit just doesn't make sense in and of itself. It's hard to be conservative. It's hard to be super liberal. It's hard to, it's hard to be a Democrat. I'm talking about all for me. My guy. What do you mean? Like, wait, what do you mean, my guy? Tell me about that. Let's see. I say the GOP aren't real conservatives. They just like Democrats. Oh, at the end of the day, they're all shit. It doesn't matter what you label them. Like, you can literally change the labels, and it's pretty much essentially all the same. The key factor that come out with it being different is that conservatives typically want a smaller government, whereas liberals, liberals tend to want stronger government. Well, thank you. I like what I'm saying as well. I'm glad that you can at least see where I'm coming from. I wouldn't have so much of a problem with it if people were just honest about it, like check this out. Like me, I'm personally, I'm pro-life. Politically, I'm pro-choice. Now that may not make any fucking sense. Personally, and scientifically, I believe that abortion is fucking murder. I understand that there are some extraneous circumstances, for example, rape, or it could be the health of the mother and whatnot. These are nuances of conversation that all right, let's talk about this and how it would factor into, all this stuff. But why do I say politically I'm pro-choice? I don't want my personal beliefs and opinions imposed on the masses. What's good for the masses overall? If we did have pro-choice and the women that, wanted to get an abortion got an abortion, yeah, I feel like a human piece of shit for essentially supporting that and ending a human life, because that is fucking murder. But long story short, population control. Okay? That's one less mouth to feed that's going to be put into a system of welfare. Okay? That comes out of the tax dollars that I fucking pay. So, at the end of the day, I feel like it makes me a fucking monster to have that political viewpoint, because personally I'm so drastically opposed to it. But when I think of things politically, I have to think outside myself. What is the best for the nation? What is overall? When you look at the statistics, when you break down the science of everything, when you get to the core of it, what's best for the nation? For example, immigration. I am pretty die-hard. The notion, not the actual real world implementation of the wall, but the notion of the wall, I love. I don't like a single illegal immigrant in this country. Fuck them, is what I say. But I feel for the kids. Then I feel guilty for that on the inside, because kids are my soft spot. Hashtag no homo. The problem that I have is with this notion of let's be nationalistic. No illegal immigrants here. Get them the fuck out of here. I am 110% for doing a massive reform on our immigration practices. America was built on a foundation of immigrants, okay? And I'm perfectly fine with letting immigrants come into this country. You want to leave the shithole that you're at and you want to come to the greatest country on the planet? Dude, fuck yeah. Let's get you in line. Let's get you fucking singing the national anthem, all right? Let's do this shit the right way. Come in, pay taxes, be part of the system, and literally live the American fucking dream. You want to come over? We have incentives for you as becoming a naturalized citizen. There are companies and corporations and banks that will help give you loans to start up your own small business. Like, there's all these opportunities that we can give you if you do it the right fucking way. You know why? Because not only is America built upon immigrants, it's built better by immigrants. We're the melting pot of the fucking planet. We are the most free nation in the fucking world. When I hear motherfuckers from Honduras marching on up, I hope to God they're marching up to get in line so that they can become citizens. Because these motherfuckers, they got it right. They're like, oh, fuck yeah, man. Our country sucks. America's the tits. America's the shit. Let's fucking go there. Hell yeah, those are the motherfuckers we want in here, because those motherfuckers know what's going on. You got people that are born in America, they don't realize how fucking awesome it is to fucking live here. Then you got these motherfuckers that realize what real poverty, what real strife, and what real fucking struggle is, and those motherfuckers are walking hundreds of miles, thousands of miles to fucking get all the way up here. You know what? Those motherfuckers deserve it. Not to say they get a fucking free pass. They still gotta do shit the right way, but I do think that we should implement some kind of some kind of change. You know, if you want to come into this country, I'm not saying we should make it impossible. We still need to vet everyone properly. But hey, you know, we need to kind of streamline things. Kind of cut some of the fat off, streamline it. Let's get these guys in properly. They want to become citizens. Let's make sure it's the right people for the right reasons, and and they truly want to be a part of this country. And yeah, I am kind of pro that we should have a single American language. English, or, well, American English, which is the butcher of proper English. And I know my thoughts are kind of all over the fucking place. Fuck illegal immigrants, but if you want to become an immigrant and come here properly, fuck yeah. Fuck all those baby killers in the world, but let's allow it, though, legally. I guess what it comes down to is fucking honesty. That's what I want. I just want people to be fucking honest. What's so hard about that? I'm perfectly fine with women that it's my body. All right, fine, it's your body. You want to have an abortion? By all means, have an abortion. But be honest about it at the end of the day. It's fucking murder. All right, fine, I want to murder this baby inside of me. All right, fine. All right, let's get the clothes hanger. Let's do this shit. At least she was honest. What about economics? Hit me. You want to talk about economics? Yeah, fuck the minimum wage. Fuck it. Fuck the minimum wage increase, okay? The minimum wage increase would be fucking disastrous. I have a book that I'm actually writing right now. I'm so glad that you bring it up. Well, there's a lot of multiple flack. How do you feel about the new Trump tax bill? Oh my god, tax is so sexy. I haven't read through any of that shit. No, don't really know enough about it. If you could hit me with some links, or if you have like a shorthand version of it you could just spell out for the chat, that'd be great. Essentially, Republicans, they want to decrease taxes overall, and that's kind of a good thing. Can I hit you up in Discord? Abso-fucking-lutely. Where is my... Boom. I'm pretty sure that link is still active. Pretty sure that link is still active. So this book I'm writing called Shelter, right? The apocalypse has happened. What was the cause of the apocalypse? Well, there was several factors in the cause of the apocalypse, but the overall thing... Okay, cool. No worries, dog. So the main thing in Shelter that caused the huge uproar of the apocalypse of the planet was money has no value. And in the story I wrote there, years before the apocalypse actually happened, you never really know the exact year it happened, but you do know, should churches pay taxes? Ooh, that's an easy one. Well, not an easy one. That's an interesting one. It's weird. Wow, that's a hard one. It's like part of me wants to say yes, but then there's another part of me that's like, yo, fuck no. I mean, all right. I have a problem with the mega churches, but that's kind of... Let's take a look at Joel Ostein's church, for example, okay? You see a lot of these televangelists that have private jets, and they wear Versace, and they drive fucking Lamborghinis, and they live in these fucking $100 million mansions by the ocean. These motherfuckers, right? And all this stuff is tax exempt. They don't own any of that shit. Because, of course, they take a salary. You know, they're pastors, of course. A pastor's going to take a salary. That's essentially his job. But he doesn't want to pay taxes on shit. So the homes that they live in are in the church's name. They don't own the home. They own the church, technically. Like, it's like a business. When you start up a church, you're essentially starting up a business. You have to do certain filings and whatnot and go under a tax exempt status and all that jazz. But essentially, you own the church, and the church is its own corporation that then owns your house. So you're like a chairman. Hold on. Sorry. Shouldn't be cutting out. So, Joel Osteen, he doesn't own any of his cars. He doesn't own his home. He doesn't pay for his food. His church does all that. The money that comes in from the church pays for his lifestyle. That's the problem that I have. It's more of a moral issue. I don't think that churches should have to pay taxes. I mean, if they're doing things the right way, where the money that they get in should go back into the community, then by all means. I have a problem with a lot of the TV televangelists because a lot of their money doesn't go back into communities. Saddleback is... What part do you... Have you caught up to any of it? Because I kind of did a rough draft of it. When you start a church, you're essentially starting a business. And you have ownership, or you're a chairman of that business, and then you have control over it. So a lot of these televangelists, they don't own their homes, they don't own their cars or anything like that. They don't even pay for their food. Everything's covered by the church. The houses that they own are in the name of the church. So they don't have to pay taxes on any of that shit. The church owns the house. The church owns the car. The church buys their food. The church buys their clothes. They don't spend money on a goddamn thing. So it's more of a moral issue than anything else. I guess I'm as a libertarian leftist, so I think there's a bit of areas of agreement that we can have. Well, yeah, of course. My girlfriend calls me a leftist, but that's just because she's far more Republican. So I'm not leftist. She's like, well, this is how you feel about abortion. And I'm like, well, that's how I feel politically. I've kind of got into that. It's like, oh, do you think it's okay for gays to get married? And it's like, well, so do you. It's like, yeah, but it's like, I don't care, though. It's like, well, that's my thing, too. I'm perfectly fine with gays getting married. Why? Because it doesn't affect me. I think what it really boils down to. Leftist realistic. No, I'm not. No, I'm definitely libertarian leaning right. Definitely not leaning left at all. So if let's say if my YouTube channel wasn't the gig economy stuff, let's say my YouTube channel was like the social commentary stuff, like Armored Skeptic or Chris Raygun and stuff. A lot of those guys, they're all fucking leftists. Like, they might disagree with the left a lot, but that's because of rationale. Those people are so off the deep end. And, you know, these guys, they're pretty awesome, but they're still leftists. Me, on the other hand, though, there's a lot of things I can agree on them with, a lot of things I don't, because there are certain nuances of our political views that we just don't agree with. Like for example, I'm perfectly fine with gays getting married, but that's just because I don't give a shit. I just don't. It doesn't affect me. If you're doing something that doesn't affect me, why would I care? Let me see. Let me copy that, because I have no idea what that is. Kyle what? Control C. Just Control V. Let's take a look at that shit. I don't like him. He can go suck a dick. Fuck him. He's got fucking close-ass ties with Che Uyghur. Yeah, go fucking suck a dick, you fucking piece of shit. Fuck the Young Turks, dude. Don't know him. I looked at him. I looked at his little profile thingy online. I googled him real quick. Oh, shit. Sorry, YouTube. I'm sorry, guys. I have not been paying attention. No one's watching on YouTube right now. Oh, well. He has his own show. Fuck the Young Turks, dude. War on drugs is a waste of time, money, and resources. Agree or disagree? 110% agree. The war on drugs has crippled America. It has divided cultures. It has completely destroyed entire... like, if you want to get into it, it destroyed entire races of people within America. Gotta go. Have a great rest of your stream. Take care, Gigs Stacker. Thank you for dropping by, bud. Yeah, fuck the Young Turks. The war on drugs is... Femor, what do you think about the war on drugs? What do you got to say about that? I think it's a fucking waste of time. Here's the thing, though. This is where my conservative thing comes in. Is I am totally for there not being any drugs, right? I'm totally against heroin and cocaine and shit like that. Growing up, my parents were in Alcoholics Anonymous, you know, so I always had that kind of drilled into my head, and I have that particular viewpoint of how it can destroy lives. I would go to AA meetings and listen to people's stories, NA meetings, listen to people say stories about how it destroyed their lives, and their lives were enriched by getting rid of that. But hearing those stories really did resonate with me, because this is something that, when it comes to the war on drugs, we criminalize drug use. Selling and distribution, fuck yeah, fuck those motherfuckers. Let them get fucking decades in prison, okay, for distributing that fucking filth. But the people that are using, we should help with rehabilitation. You know, I get it. You fucked up. You got caught using drugs. I think that people should be allowed to kind of do, like, I'm perfectly fine with marijuana. I'm more pro marijuana than cigarettes and alcohol, because cigarettes and alcohol are extremely fucking dangerous. War on drugs is a safe opinion. Everyone will tell you it's a failure. Let's argue about fringe topics like Holocaust denial or conspiracies. Oh fuck, you said the C word. How dare you? Oh no. You said the C word. Oh shit. It's gonna happen. I can feel it rising. Everyone will tell you it's a failure. Holocaust denial. Jesus, no. Okay, I don't. If it comes to that, it comes to that. But let's move on from that. Christ. I like this guy. Alright, so what kind of conspiracy theory do you have in mind? We're not talking about the fucking Holocaust. We're not talking about 9/11. Alright, we're not getting into those. Edgy topics make for more interesting streams. Not if I fucking disagree with them. Then it's just me fucking bitching at you for like me and you bitching back and forth. I understand your sentiment, and I do agree. Edgy topics, they do tend to be more interesting. But sometimes it's, come on, man, it's a bit much. For sure. I'm with you on about everything. Damn, dude, really? Fuck. Finally found someone that kind of gets what I'm talking about. I appreciate it. Thumbs up to you, my brother. Why are you unable to approach this? No, it's all right, so it's not anger. I don't know why people always think I'm so angry. I'm not. I'm very, what's the word? I guess I'm theatrical. I kind of, especially when I'm on stream or on YouTube camera, I kind of amp up my personality a bit. But no, I'm not angry about it. Like, I'm perfectly fine with talking about things. It's just, I guess it just doesn't interest me that much. I'm one of those, like, for example, we have a resident flat earther here. One of the best people I've met on the internet. Great guy. But we wholeheartedly disagree on the subject of the Earth being flat. He agrees with he believes what he believes, and I believe what I believe, and we could spend hours doing back and forth, and it's not an anger thing. It's just that it goes into this realm where it's just back and forth. No, whoa. There are rules in here, okay? You guys don't shit talk each other. You can bicker, but don't insult each other. Insult me. I'm the guy putting my face out there into the world. Insult me all you want, okay? I got thick skin, I can take it, and then when the stream cuts out, I can always cry myself to sleep. Yeah, it's not that it's an anger thing, like I said. It's just, I see it all the time. There are certain topics that literally become a revolving door, and we get nowhere. It just, for me, it's like I like to have some sort of constructive conversation. I'm perfectly down with talking about conspiracy theories and stuff. Like, we've talked for hours before about the JFK assassination, and the reason why, it's like, well, I personally find that to be interesting, and there's a lot of different levels that we can go on that. Well, who benefits, or why cover this up? Like, I'm not super into conspiracies, but there are two that I hold very close to my heart. One, Lincoln was assassinated by our own government. I believe that is 100% fucking factual, okay? And two, Hillary Clinton, the Clintons, they're fucking mass murderers, okay? Those are two conspiracies that I will grab onto, and I'll be like, right there, brother, right there. Is there a group of a few elites that control all? Being edgy and contrarian for the sake of being edgy and contrarian. Yeah, I like to have conversations that have some sort of substance. It's like when I play a game. For example, there's a lot of games that I do enjoy playing, but I can't play them because what's the end game? Where are we going? There are games like Minecraft, for example. I play it with my son. We have fun with it. I can't play it by myself, though. What's the point? You craft and build stuff. Yeah, you can craft and build cool contraptions. That's great, but what's the goal? Where are we going? What are we working?
I'm fairly sure that Lincoln wasn't assassinated.
I didn't say Lincoln. I said Kennedy.
I'm fairly sure Kennedy wasn't assassinated either.
Oh, wait a minute. Fuck. You think he's still alive or some shit, right?
Yeah, man. I don't think anybody died that day.
Do you think anyone in the history of the world has ever died?
Everyone dies.
Okay, so how come when a celebrity dies or a person of social prominence dies, for one reason or another, you believe that that they were hidden away, or that they're still alive but they've been replaced, or some weird, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where is this coming from? It's usually when people have prominence.
Let's be real. Like, okay, so let's turn it around. You believe that no one has ever faked their own death for any reason, in any position, ever?
Oh, of course people have faked their own death.
Okay, so let's be skeptical and say, yeah, that's a possibility. And, you know, in some of these cases, they're even called conspiracies, like JFK, or, you know, these big things that we don't know who did it, right? Was it Jack Ruby and the magic bullet? Was it multiple shooters? Was it the CIA? Was it the Fidel Castro? Was it the Russians? You know, who done it, right? Like, pretty sure that it, you know, the guy just didn't decide like he was going to wake up and kill the president, right? So
Doubt that.
I mean, right? I mean, so the idea that, you know, do we really know what happened in this scenario? Can it be really eliminated that it was just all made for TV?
I think it's, I've told you this before, I think coming from my angle, it's a lot like the shit with the Hiltons. It's politically motivated. It's, you know, he was pushing forward certain agendas that certain people in power didn't want him to push forward, so they had to get rid of him, and then soon after they got rid of his brother.
Yeah, I look at the Zapruder film, and I recognize that came out like 13 years later on Geraldo. You know,
oh, fuck,
I don't know
Geraldo.
if people are familiar with what that show was. You know, the guy that sort of like Jerry Springer of the day, the first sensationalist daytime kind of interaction. I don't know. Anyway, the point being that there's clearly inconsistencies with that film, and that film is proof of nothing. So how do we know what really happened? Like, it came out 13 years later. No, you can't. You're telling me no one can make, you know, fake a film? Like, come on.
Well, of course, films have been faked for ever since film was started. Like the moon landing, for example, they went all out faking that shit.
Yeah.
I really want to see that movie though. First Man.
Yeah, First Man. It's a big one. They're pumping it pretty hard. You know, everywhere I turn, I see like an ad for it.
They're trying to get people to drink the Kool-Aid, man.
Yeah, something about like SpaceX gonna put some shit up there next year or something. Yeah.
You know, I heard though that even for people that believe that the moon landing was a hoax, that they watch the movie, and from a cinematic perspective, watching that film in IMAX when it opens up when they land on the moon, it's a cinematic wonderment. It's a beautifully filmed. They still don't agree with the fucking movie, but it's well done. I've heard good things about it.
Well, anybody that knows anything about space and all this kind of stuff, yeah, they recognize that all these movies are not consistent. Like Star Trek had issues, you know. Even the geeks will point out, well, you can do that in space or whatever. Sorry about the dog.
Of course. No, you're good.
but yeah, you know, it is amazing, these films they come out with that blow your mind. I thought The Martian was really good too.
Oh, The Martian was wonderful. I read that's one of my favorite books. It's Andy Weir's first novel, and his sequel. Well, it's like an unofficial sequel. Technically, it takes place in the same universe, but it's hundreds of years later. Artemis. It's about a society on the moon. We have not just a moon base, but it's an entire it's like its own entity. It's like its own thriving city with inhabitants, and they have their own culture and political structure, and they have their own currency and everything. It just burnt the fuck out of my hand. Anyway, good ass book, good ass author, and The Martian was amazing. Fuck. Oh my god, that was so stupid. So this is my work knife, and it had a whole bunch of like glue from tape and stuff on it. And I've been trying to get it off for the longest time. Been scrubbing it off. So I was like, you know what? Let me heat it up like an idiot and then wipe it off. And I wasn't paying attention to where the rag was. And my thumb touched it. And that does not feel good.
Ouch. Playing with knives. Look at that, man. Knives in a soda bottle.
And
what's
fire.
going on? There's kids watching. This is PG. Be careful.
PG. I don't want kids to watch me. Children shouldn't be watching this shit. I'm not one of those content creators that's like, oh, let's get all the children watching and let's make money off the little kids. Like, no, fuck that, dude.
I thought this racist patriot guy was going to get his mic or get on here.
Well, yeah, I was planning to get off a while ago, but he said that he was going to get on. Oh, I'm talking with Themor. Themor's up in this bitch. But,
Yo, yes, Bolivio, the Illuminati, real thing. Yeah, I guess, you know.
Let's talk about the Illuminati, okay? Because
there's a group of a few elites that control all. Yeah, they own the Federal Reserve.
Well, we could talk about the Federal Reserve all fucking day. Holy shit! Fuck the goddamn Federal Reserve. That is the world's biggest fucking scam right there. Like, they own everything. Like you tell it way better than I do.
Yeah, the country gave over the right to print its own money to a private bank that we don't know who owns it. And every time we print $1, they charge us interest on that money. They charge us not just a fee to print it, but interest. Like it's a loan to the government, right? So basically what happens is that we owe more money than is printed, which is a real problem. And so what they do is they basically call in this debt. It's called the Federal Reserve interest rate, blah, 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 blah. And when they call in this debt, the economy goes belly up and fucking shit goes to hell. And they basically seize companies. They say, okay, you owe us, X amount of dollars and you can't pay it. So here's how we're going to get it. And,
wait a minute. Hold on. So I've talked to you about shelter like countless times, and one of the themes of shelter that you learn much later on in the story is that the way that certain cities are able to kind of stay afloat is that certain companies are still operational and the government is paying them through the gold reserves of the Federal Reserve, right? So you bring up a very interesting thing that I could put into like the previous lore that kind of builds up, because we know that the rest of the world had been moving the shift to cryptocurrency over physical dollars, right? And America kind of decided, no, we're going to do this standard Workplace and Wages Act instead. We're going to, push America more progressive, and we're going to push them forward. We're going to raise the minimum wage, like, dramatically. And we're going to do it very quickly instead of over, like, years. We're going to do it over the course of months. We're going to open our borders to let immigrants in. You don't have to pay taxes to live here and shit. And basically the whole country kind of goes to shit. And then over the next couple years, our dollars basically becomes practically worth nothing. I wanted to figure out a better way for the Federal Reserve to kind of play.
You see what happens, Larry, when you fuck a stranger in the ass?
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I love my alerts. They're all wonderful. Oh, God, I haven't heard that in a long while. Thank you so much. Where was I? So when you say that they call in the debt, that's something that so tell me about that. If they were to call in the debt and the government's like, well, our money's worth shit, what can we give you? Oh, well, you can give us the equivalent of the interest that you owe in Bitcoin. Like, well, we haven't implemented Bitcoin as a way to transact anything. So what would the Federal Reserve do then at that point? They would just repossess assets?
Yep, they would. Assets, land, you name it. They would have a legal right to seize it.
Well, so one of the things in shelter that I did this early on because I put seeds in there. So the Federal Reserve thing, you don't really learn about, why Chicago is still afloat. Like, why are they getting shipments, or where's all this coming from? Who's growing the food and all this stuff? Because not a lot of people are leaving the fucking city because gas isn't the thing, you know. So when they do get gas, it's a rarity, and the gas that they do have on hand, it's literally just the shit that they use in diesel trucks. Is the fucking the grease and stuff from diners that they like refine into some kind of biofuel and shit. So he kind of finds out at the end of the story, wait a minute, so like there's so the main purpose of the government is that they're trying to fix shit. Everything's gone tips up. The government's fractured, but it's trying to maintain a stranglehold on some parts of the United States. So they focused on the major cities. Maintain infrastructure. That's what's been given. That's why a lot of the major cities that are still afloat, it's martial law. A lot of them have fallen, like Detroit fell pretty hard. Denver is interesting. I don't talk about it in the book, but I have my own notes written on Denver. Denver, there was a bioterrorism scare, and the entire town became a ghost town. So, like, that whole area, Denver and the sub-cities around it, no one's there. Everyone, like, escaped. So the whole city is, like, backed off. There's no bioterrorism anything. It was, like, all just this farce, this scarce and all this stuff. The city's fine. There's no virus or anything. But it was just a ruse to get people away from the major city. So Denver is supposed to be like a last-ditch attempt. If every other major state kind of goes belly up, if every other major city can, like, if they can't maintain infrastructure, if they can't maintain martial law, if they can't maintain a hold on the citizens, then Denver, that's like the central point where the government's going to try to reestablish stuff. And so I put little sprinkles throughout the story of there's like this religious cult. Hey, there's a topic. With the horrible shape that Chicago's in, specifically violence, should the U.S. military intervene? What would they do, though? I mean, just show up, hold their guns out, and say, hey, be nice. Like, it's more of a social issue than anything else. I wouldn't so much to say that legislation needs to be changed up, but it's definitely a more of a social issue than anything else. Where was I? So there's like this group of people, and you don't see them a lot. They're kind of spread out, and it's almost like
Chicago should just legalize guns again.
Oh wait, what's up with that?
And then you'll be good.
No
well,
guns.
you'll notice, yeah, and you'll notice where they ban guns, the cities they ban guns, violence just skyrockets. They're having a problem in London right now with knife crimes, so they're talking about banning knives.
Oh yeah, even cutlery, like cook knives and stuff. Like you're not even allowed to, like, and the way they phrased it is no knife with a sharp point or a sharpened edge. How the fuck are you gonna cut your food? Oh my god, fucking UK. Is Racist Parrot even in here anymore? I thought he was gonna join.
No clue.
Oh well. Yeah. The reason why I chose actually, hold on. I'm gonna go on. I have a lot more written, but this is the version that I share.
I'm in Cali, Bolivia.
Oh,
Southern California.
I'm in Las Vegas, originally from Cali. The best place in the world, but probably wouldn't move back there. Okay. Alright, so Bolivia, when you get a chance, check out this link. Just open it in another tab or whatever. Ignore the little annotations and the highlighted marks. That's just stuff that I need to fix on there. But that's an excerpt of chapter 1 from my book. Okay, what type of work do we all do? Themor doesn't work. He's an enigma, a mystery of a man. We don't look too far into him. What type of work does he do? He questions reality. This is what he does. Me, on the other hand, though, I do a lot of the gig economy stuff, like TaskRabbit, DoorDash, etc. Primarily TaskRabbit is where I get most of my work done. So I'm a handyman for hire, as it were.
Whoop, whoop. How about you, Bolivia? Where are you from?
Where are you from and what do you do? What's your social security number, home address, mother's maiden name?
It's funny in this "I will argue with anyone about anything" topic brings in conspiracy theories.
It does.
You know,
so
because
much.
you know it's one of those things that I think when people go to talk about them, it's like politics. You know, it's just really hard for people to talk about. So they end up arguing naturally. So they think correlate the two. It's like, dude, this dude got so pissed when I brought up this, or it's like a trigger.
With me though, it's just I don't mind the conspiracy theories. It's just certain ones tend to go in a roundabout. Case management for Department of Child Services.
Tough job. That's cool.
Got to deal with some really fucked up stuff. All right. What time is it? All right, I need to go build a gingerbread house.
That's Halloween.
Hold on. Well, I'm not. I don't want to go out and grab it, but it's a Halloween themed one. So they got little pumpkin candies and candy corn and the oranges and the blacks and all that. So I'm gonna.
So it's a haunted gingerbread house.
Yeah, it's got tombstones and shit. It's pretty
nice.
spooky. So we don't know where we're gonna put it because we know that the moment that kid sees it, he's gonna wanna take it. How often do I stream? At least once a week. I try to do at least once a week. I get pretty busy with work. Typically it's on the weekends. Tonight I just had, it was an easy day, so I just wanted to hang out, talk to you guys, whatnot. So, but yeah, I try to stream at least 3 times a week. I try to. Usually, sometime during the week, Friday and Saturday. Those are usually the times I do. I'm not on like a set schedule because my work is so all over the place. But yeah, I try to stream pretty often. Oh, go ahead.
No, Olivio, I don't stream, but I do hang out on 24/7 Flat Earth Discord, and I'm the more in there. So if you want to shoot the shit about crazy stuff, topics like you're talking Illuminati, stuff like that. Just because it's Flat Earth, just because it's Flat Earth doesn't mean it's all Flat Earth. There's a lot of different topics.
And that's my Discord link right there. Actually, I want to do that. Next time I get on, I'm probably going to go hit up the live chat in there and see what that's all about.
See what's happening. That'd be cool, man. I think you'd find it interesting just to listen.
All right. So, Olivio, that is my Discord link. That is the best way to reach me off the stream. I've literally had people watch me, and they try to reach me in other places. But like I've had people hit me up on Instagram and like message through YouTube and hit me up on Twitter. Like literally the one place I get alerts and you're most likely to hear from me is Discord. And it has been real, my friend. Themar, I'll give you the final word before I take us out.
Yeah, man, always good to hang out. Cool to see you doing your thing in here, and people. I really enjoy your work talk, man. The different communities you're a part of and the different things you get involved in.
Oh, you listen to all that?
Yeah. I was. It's neat to see the different people that are coming, here because of the different things you do in different places, different communities you're involved in. So keep up the good work, man. I know you're out there trying to help people, and it's not easy making your own way and being independent and, an entrepreneur and your own businessman. And yeah, man, you're setting a good example for showing people how it's not as hard as they think it might be.
True that. Thank you much. As always, this is Mace Valor signing off.